What's up, guys? Little update. I'm feeling much better actually. I'm still like I don't have much energy, but at least to sit here, I've got enough energy for that. When I get up, I get puffed out a bit, but I felt good getting up. Like I had to get up a few times. And I was like kind of tired, but it made me feel good. Kind of like when you do exercise. When you're healthy, you can like go for a run, and it feels good. It was kind of like that. So I feel like I'm on the way up, guys. And I'm eating, guys. I found the answer, I believe, to what I gotta eat. It is blueberries. Remember, I mentioned it in the last video. I mentioned I'm gonna try blueberries next because I tried soy milk yesterday and it was horrible. It had oil in it and stuff, like heaps of other bad ingredients, and it made me go back into pain. Not like 10 out of 10, like screaming, but like 8 out of 10, 7 maybe. Enough so it just ruins your whole day. It ruins your life. And that was the problem. I couldn't eat all this time. Like it's been so long, as you guys know. And the biggest problem has been that I've been unable to eat. And I found the answer, blueberries. Like I looked it up as well, and it says these actually heal the gut lining, which is the problem when you have an ulcer, a stomach ulcer, and they kill the bacteria Helicobacter pylorus or something like that. The ones that actually cause stomach ulcers, or like the main culprit. And yeah, I don't know why I didn't try these earlier. Like I thought, I don't know, for some reason I thought they would be acidic, so I thought they wouldn't go down well. And like I said, in this past time, I've tried so many different foods. I tried like heaps of orange juice, and that was a terrible choice in the end because of the citric acid. Watermelon juice, and mangoes, heaps of stuff. Strawberry juice. Like I was just juicing heaps of stuff, and I'll just keep vomiting. Right? I'm saying this because this will kind of explain why I should have gotten better earlier. Well, I think I could have gotten better earlier because the doctors still don't even know what the hell's going on, right? And I nearly freaking died. But when I look back on it, what I was doing wrong, because when I first got sick, I kept trying to force food into myself. But when did I get better? It's when I stopped eating altogether, like 3 days ago. Just going about 5 days, I was in excruciating pain still, and chronic lethargy still, with all the pain. Like, just, I was a wreck 5 days ago. And then when I stopped eating altogether, I said, all right, stop trying to eat. Don't even try to put any juice in your mouth. Nothing. That's when I started getting better. And I reckon if I did that from the beginning, like from day one even, I would have been better in 3 days. But I didn't. I just kept trying to force juice and like a fair bit too. Like I would put, make a big. I actually bought a NutriBullet because when I realized I can't eat anything, I was like, dude, I gotta just at least have juice. So I went and bought a NutriBullet and I started just juicing every day. And every day I would vomit later and go back into these mad pains. And but yeah, long story short, because I already talked about this, it's been like 30 days now. I nearly died, no joke. And at this point, like just going back 3 days, like I said, 5 days ago, I was still nearly dying basically. 10 out of 10 pain. Just screaming and like, oh man, crazy. And I didn't know what to eat. Anything I ate was making me sick. So that's why I stopped eating consciously. And then just in the last day or two, I've been thinking, what can I eat? What can I eat? And it's blueberries, guys. I ate a whole. I think I've eaten 2 packets already. See, like that one's empty. There's just one left in there, and I ate another one already. So that was the second packet. This is the third packet, and it still doesn't feel heavy. And this is a miracle, guys, because anything else I was trying to eat, even the little tablets, the antacid tablets, were making me feel heavy, like they were food, because they're full of salts and stuff too. And it made me feel like shit. The only answer to avoid pain was no food, just water. But this is not bringing any pain, and it's giving me more energy because I'm finally eating. I'm finally getting calories. Like, I feel like this chronic lethargy thing is gonna go away soon. I want to be back to normal. I got hope. Like it feels very positive. There was nothing else I could eat. And not only that, they are so delicious. Because I haven't eaten in so long, it's like my senses are extra sensitive, my taste buds. And man, they taste better than anything I've ever tasted in my life. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the best lolly you could imagine. The perfect lolly, blue lolly. Tastes blue as well. It's like an explosion on each little one I eat. Is like, oh my god, it's like a drug. It's like making me relaxed and shit. And yeah, my plan is to keep eating these for a few days then, because I can't eat anything else. I want to eat these for like a few days and then introduce some other fruit. Maybe apples and mango. Guys, it's good news. Because if I didn't find this, I swear to God, do you know what would have happened? I would have kept trying to eat other stuff. Soy milk or whatever. Almond milk was next on the list. I bet you would have made me sick as well. And I would have just been sick, still vomiting, not drinking much water, dying. It's crazy to think, like, if I couldn't find the right food right now, it's gonna mess me up big time. And I had tried other foods in the past, like even steamed veggies. They were horrible. Eggs, even though I'm vegan, I tried eggs because I didn't know what to do. I even asked my dad, like, should I try some meat? He eats meat, and he even said no, like it's too heavy. So I'm glad he did too, guys. Do you know what? I had the craving for a gyros about 15 days ago. Kind of when I got better. When I first got better, I was like, I made that video. I said, I'm back. And in that time, I said, no, I didn't say. I felt kind of hungry, right? Hunger pain. Like, hunger pains? Like, that's normal, right? Hunger pains. And that's what I kind of felt, like a hunger pain. And that's what I had felt earlier too, like a little hunger pain in the morning. And that's why I kept juicing, like this little hunger pain. And I was like, yeah, it doesn't feel quite right. So I slammed down a bunch of orange juice or whatever juice, like strawberry mixed with like other fruits. Pretty delicious, really. But all that juice would like soothe that hunger pain. Do you know what I'm saying? 15 days ago, I'm saying. And like, while I'm still in the sorry, when I just got out of the hell, the really bad stuff where I nearly died and got a little bit better. So I'm trying to soothe these hunger pains. And then that's what brought me back into sickness, because every time I did that, I would end up vomiting later, much later, but the hunger pain would come back, or whatever pain. I don't know what you call it. It's not really, I don't think it's hunger. It's because in the end, it was the wrong message, wasn't it? What it was saying is don't eat anything. It hurts. Give it a rest. The whole digestive tract, it's a whole system of chemical organs doing like complex work, and trying to heal itself. So if you give it a rest, then it can heal better. Well, that's what it turns out it did, and that's what I read too. That's why I did end up consciously not eating. But what I'm saying, guys, is that hunger pain led me to just want to keep eating every day, like to try and feel a bit better, instead of just going through a bit more of that discomfort, And I got the taste for a gyros amongst that. And eggs. I ate 2 eggs, guys. I ate 2 eggs, and it made me vomit like 3 hours later. And then, yeah, I didn't get any better. I was in the same state every day with these hunger pains. And then I was like, dude, maybe a gyros. Because, I don't hate the taste of meat. I went vegan ages ago, but I was always a big meat eater, to be honest. I ate, like, whenever I got a pizza, it was always meat lovers. and I would eat these massive. I remember when I went overseas, I'd always get heaps of like pork, like these huge dishes of meat. Like I'm actually a meat person. In fact, like I prefer that kind of taste. Like I don't like sweet. You know, some people like lollies more. I'm more savory. Like I would eat heaps of meat and bread basically all my life until I found out how bad that diet is. You know, and went healthy. And by the way, bread is as bad as meat. Like anyone that some people say meat's not that bad, but for some people do say it's bad. You know, the World Health Organization says it causes cancer, red meat and all processed meats. So some people try to avoid it, right? But if you go to bread, it's probably even worse, to be honest. Like if you replace your meat with bread and gluten products, you're gonna. That's what messed me up. In fact, if you watch my last video, it's pretty like long, but because I went super healthy and then I went onto vegan meat, right? So it's basically gluten burgers. You know the bad stuff in bread is gluten and other molecules similar to that. They're long proteins. Well, gluten burgers are like concentrations, like big clumps of gluten. You know what I mean? So imagine the bread, it's just got a bit of gluten in it. And that already does damage. Like it messes up celiacs big time. It can kill them. And it's bad for anyone. It's not good for your health. I mean, bread is basically junk food. And when you go to a gluten burger, like a vegan fake meat, it's basically a lump of poison, basically. And I started eating that stuff, guys, and it's what fucked me up. That's why I'm sick right now. Because I went too sudden. I went too suddenly from a good diet to a bad diet. If you do it gradually, you won't get like traumatic symptoms like this. You know, you just slowly become tolerant to it, and then you can start eating junk food every day. But anyway, yeah. So I got the taste for a year, and I almost got it, guys. I asked my dad. If my dad said, "Yeah, try it," you know, it might help, then I would have done it. Wait for this aeroplane. I'll press pause actually. One little edit in this one. And yeah, like I said, I would have eaten it, and it would have been such a bad decision, guys, because I haven't eaten meat in so many years, and your body has to be adapted to eating meat, you know, just like bread. If you're not adapted to it, it'll mess you up, like it messed me up. So imagine if I put meat on top of that, and then after I realized, sorry, really, to be honest, after the eggs made me vomit, it kind of made it harder to think about eating meat, but I still thought, let's try it, because I didn't know what to do. You know, the doctors didn't even know they still didn't even know what's going on with me. And I've had multiple scans and tests. But anyway, I just went back to juice. And then juice, but it was still not a good decision because I was vomiting every day still, you know? Just to cure that little hunger pain thingy. And then the day I decided to say, no, don't even try to eat. Don't even try. That's when I got better. Literally within 24 to 48 hours of making that decision, my pain had subsided to like half. You know, it was like all that food was just messing me up every day, like resetting the cycle, you know? If I just let it take a little rest, 3 days is nothing without food. And although it's a bit hard in my position because I've already been 30 days almost without food. So to say, all right, let's start 3 days without food, you know, it's a bit iffy, but what could I do? I had no other choice, but it still saved my life, didn't it? And And I say save my life because, dude, I was ready to end my life anyway. Like, even if this didn't kill me, if I was going to live in that pain, I would have ended this. I would not live in that pain. It's not viable. Like, what's the point of existing like that? Better off not existing. Um, yeah, so that's it. I kind of blabbed on a bit there, but I reckon that explains really well everything that's gone on until now. Like, Man, these are you know what they feel like, guys? When I eat them, like when I eat anything else, like I said, the soy, it like it feels really heavy afterwards in my gut. So like at first it tastes alright and it's like, yes, I'm getting calories. But a few hours later, it's like, dude, you made a bad decision. It's all this heavy pain in my gut later. Like it's bringing me back into the pain. But when I eat this, it's like massaging my gut. It's weird. It's kind of pain, but not really. It's like think of a really hard massage that could be a bit painful but still feel good. Well, that's what this is like. And at the moment, actually, it doesn't have any pain at all. And when I eat when I first ate them, like when I ate my first packet, like I just started feeding today on these guys. And when I first started, I was careful because I was like, dude, you could go back into pain if you start eating. Because I didn't know these were going to be the right food. It was kind of an experiment. And when I ate my first packet, yeah, I felt a bit of pain, but it was the massage style, right? But now that I'm on my third packet, there is no pain. Like I feel like I'm on the big time mend. You know what I mean? But anyway, like, fuck, another airplane. Gotta pause. Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, I'm on the mend because this is my third packet, and now there's no pain. It's not even like a hard massage. But you know what? That hard massage was nice. Like the way it felt. It felt like I could feel them running through my intestines. Like, and it felt like it was repairing them. Like it was resetting my digestive cycle. You know what I mean? Because I haven't been able to eat anything for so long. And as they go through, it felt like it was like fixing stuff. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like a massage, I guess. Therapeutic massage, internal. And so even though it did bring a bit of pain, I was like, I could relax. I was like, yeah, that's like doing good stuff down there. Whereas everything else did not feel like that. Even the watermelon juice, which you would think, that's like so light, should be easy to digest and stuff. But it just felt like a big bloated sack as it went in there, like horrible. Just as bad as the eggs, I would say. Oh man. Magic stuff, huh? Magic stuff. Smart decision, look. Alright, let's update on this later, guys. We'll update in a few days, and I'm just gonna be eating these. That's the plan. Eat these for days, and let's see how I feel. Let's see how my health goes. And just to remind you, this is the way I've been like laying here stagnant with no energy. I try to even move, and it's like, oh, I start getting puffed out. Even to move like 1 meter, no joke, like something just out of reach, right? And if I can't reach, I'm like, oh, that's the level of energy I've had the whole time since with all the pain. The pain, like I said, the pain went away when I stopped eating altogether, but my energy hasn't come back. And I'm hoping that's because I'm still not eating. And it makes sense, doesn't it? You haven't eaten anything, you're not going to have much energy when you haven't eaten this long, you know what I mean? And now that I'm eating blueberries, let's see how it goes, guys. Let's see how I feel. It should be back out in the park soon, let's hope. Back out working, I want to start. I've got motivation in my head, but the energy's not back, like, it's not back. All right, guys. I got my computer right here. So I got like I can do stuff now. You know what I mean? Before I couldn't even play a little video game because I'd get sick. Now I can watch some YouTube and keep my mind busy at least a bit. Instead of staring at a wall 24/7, which is guys. That's what I did for most of this time. Because if you can't even look at a screen, can't look at my phone screen, computer screen, just makes you nauseated. So all you can do is stare at a wall basically and writhe in pain. 30 days. Can you believe it? Oh my god. Oh my god. We're at the end of it. The pain is gone. Like I said, 3 days now, no pain. So I'm ended the pain. Now it's just time to eat. What's all that's left in this puzzle is to eat something. And I'm drinking lots of water though. I've been drinking heaps of water in the 30 days. And the thing I didn't mention is I've been vomiting heaps in that 30 days. So imagine not eating and vomiting at the same time. And not drinking water for a lot of the time. It's kind of mind blowing. I lost 20 kilos. Oh no, 15. I don't know. The last time I measured it was 15. And by now, I don't know what it would be. It was at the doctor when I last measured it. And that was like over a week ago. I saw another doctor after that. But on my first doctor, he weighed me. But he didn't even ask like simple questions like what color is your stool, which is your shit. What color is your piss? You think that's important? Didn't ask that. Didn't even ask what I've been eating. Nothing like that. Like it's all so important. But oh, another airplane. Let's pause. Yeah. So yeah, he didn't ask that. What color is your? Didn't ask what you're eating, and you might forgive them for that because they don't know anything about nutrition. Technically, they know a bit. They've had like literally 2 days of training in their entire career, their 9 year study, 2 days on nutrition, and so they don't mention anything about nutrition. Every time they mention nutrition, they refer you to a nutritionist, right? It's been segregated. Two things that are so tied together fundamentally, what you eat and your health, have been severed by the Institute. So that's why the doctors have been kind of clueless about this, I imagine. That's why they still haven't figured out what's wrong with me. I think I know more about what's wrong with me. Like I said, like in the last video. Go back and watch that if you want. It's pretty long. But another airplane. Can you believe this junk? Busted out the blueberries, guys. Oh, magical. It's medicine. And they're so packed with antioxidants. You know what? This is something interesting. If you're still around, shout out if you're still around because it's been 22 minutes now. And I always wonder, is anyone still watching after this many minutes? Like, but something interesting now. Lucky if you're still around because I got something interesting now. If you didn't hang around, then you missed it. Sorry. Now what is it again? Oh yeah. These are super packed with antioxidants, right? And what I've got is definitely related to inflammation. It's an inflammatory condition for sure. Like if you look at all types of GI tract conditions, it's always related to inflammation because if you eat bad foods, that causes inflammation. Like lots of fried foods and oxidized foods in general. If it's oxidized, if it's basically free radicals, right? You hear about free radicals. What that means is molecules that will steal electrons from your body. Electrons are part of the atomic structure of every atom, and atoms make up the molecules. So you're made of atoms, right? You're basically made of atoms that are all put together in different ways to make up molecules. Another plane? Are you serious? Look at this fucking bullshit. I gotta move from this place. Alright, pause. Look at this BS. I can't be... I don't believe people put up with this, eh? I mean, I gotta put up... I do. We gotta complain, like... They send a plane every 2 minutes now. I'm looking at the clock. This is... Anyway. Yeah, inflammation... Free radicals, right? Free radicals strip electrons from the cells of your body, right? Because all your cells are made up of partly electrons. You know, electrons is one of the things they're all made of. All of them. And free radicals will steal them, right? And when that happens, they get modified. And that means they're damaged. Because when you modify it, it's no longer the same cell. Your body recognizes this as a damaged cell. Mutated cell in a way, and it can become cancer if you let it go. That's how cancers actually form. It's the main way. But yeah, so that's what happens when you eat bad food, right? What the hell happened to my? Oh yeah, I don't know if the camera just blacked out there, but my screen did. We'll see. Yeah, when you eat bad food, man. Speaking of bad food, this is some magic. When you eat bad food, it's stealing electrons from your body, right? But when you eat good food that's high in antioxidants, it's the opposite. What do antioxidants do? They have extra electrons. Inside this berry is more electrons than this thing wants to have, right? So when it interacts with other substances in your body, it'll give them up because that's what it wants to do. Every molecule in chemistry has its ideal state where it either wants to give up electrons, it wants an extra one, so it wants to steal one, like a free radical, or it just wants to chill. It's got exactly what it needs. And they're the noble gases like argon, helium, and stuff like that. In this case, it's got extra electrons. That's why it's high in antioxidants. All high antioxidants foods have that property. That's why it's beneficial to have antioxidants because of the extra electrons. So if you have cells in your body that have had their stolen, then the blueberry can replenish them, right? So it can mitigate damage, and maybe that's why it feels so good too. Like it feels like magic, guys. The first thing I've been able to eat. Not only hasn't it been hurting, I'm feeling better and better. This is awesome, guys. Yeah, so it's providing extra electrons to your body, not only to replenish the cells that have lost theirs, because it's been stolen from free radicals, but it also neutralizes free radicals, right? Think about it. If free radicals are in there hungry for an electron, they're junkies, they're like, I need to steal one from anywhere I can. Well, if these have extra ones, these guys are happy to give them to them. So that's how it works. If you've got free radicals in your body, these are going to provide the electrons that those free radicals desire. So once that free radical gets it's no longer hungry, it's stable. It's not going to steal one from your body. So now it's neutralized. It's now in your body, but it's not a damaging substance. It'll just get ejected eventually, right? And here's my understanding of what could have happened to me, and I reckon there's a very good chance I'm onto something here, because all right, there's another plane. Goodness me. All right, here, let me explain. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So, oh man, let me explain something about how your body fights inflammation. Did it black out just then? My screen did, so I'll just repeat that. Let me explain how your body fights inflammation. When you have a damaged cell, so it happens with free radicals, like I said. A free radical will steal an electron from one of your cells, and lots of them, really. It's not just one, it's billions of them. And those cells are now damaged, right? And how does the inflammation happen, though? Well, your body actually does it. It'll send white blood cells through your blood, which is your immune system cells, to go and do something about that damage, right? Because now you've got damaged cells, they've lost their electrons. Not all of them, they lost maybe one electron, maybe two, who knows. But in losing an electron, you can go from, for example, you add an electron to H2O, you've got H2O2. Sorry, you add an oxygen molecule to it, and now you've got hydrogen peroxide, which is poisonous. So you can go from water to poison with small molecular changes. Just to give you an idea of like why just losing one electron can be really bad. So you've got these cells that have lost electrons. Your body recognizes this and says, all right, I've got to do something about it. It sends white blood cells to the site. Those white blood cells will encapsulate those damaged cells and it uses, this is the interesting part, it utilizes free radicals in its arsenal to fight these cells. Because what it does, it encapsulates them in this kind of substance that holds a bunch of free radicals around the damaged cell to destroy it fully. To be like, all right, we're gonna take all your, we're gonna take more electrons. You know, we're gonna oxidize you to shit basically, and destroy you. You know what I mean? Think about it. It got damaged by a free radical, and now your body just says, all right, we're gonna add more free radicals to it and just finish this thing off, and then eliminate it. That's what it does, and that's inflammation. That encapsulation. You know, it's expanded now, like it's added material to it, like a shell of something to hold all these free radicals in place, and it's now all bigger. You know, it's like inflamed, um, right? But here's the issue: in doing this, every time your body does this, let's say it goes to one cell and encapsulates it with free radicals, gets the job done, but there will always be some extra free radicals that it left behind, right? Because it's using free radicals now to try and help you, but in doing so, it always leaves a few behind, right? And you should have enough antioxidants in your system to neutralize those free radicals that are left behind, right? Floating around. Because otherwise, what's going to happen? Well, they're going to make their way over to another healthy cell and damage it. And then what's going to happen? Your body's going to say it's damaged, send white blood cells to encapsulate it with free radicals, to eliminate it, and finish it off. But then it's going to happen again. It's going to have more surplus. It's going to go back into your blood, going to find its way to some other free radical, some other healthy cell, and then your body's got to do the same thing again. You just damaged another cell because of your immune system's own response now, essentially. It turns into a chain reaction. And I think that's kind of what was happening to me because I wasn't eating anything, right? Anything. So where were my antioxidants coming from? I wasn't getting any. I was getting zero. The question is, where was I getting my surplus electrons? That's the question that I'm really asking. And I wasn't getting any because I wasn't eating anything. You only get antioxidants from food, but there's another source of free electrons, guys. And guess what it is? It's the... Oh, shit. I just dropped my phone. It's the Earth. Oh, and there's another plane. Hold on. I'll say this in a sec. It's the Earth, guys. If you stand on the grass, or any part of the Earth that's not, like, covered in, you know, man-made stuff, basically. Grass, sand, rock, dirt, even being in the, you know, in the water at the beach, in a river, you're actually electrically connected to the Earth because the Earth is charged at negative 20 millivolts. Did you know this? It's actually a fact of science. It's charged at negative 20 millivolts. This giant mass of land is all charged. And what does that mean? It means it's got extra electrons inside it, and it means that when you touch it, they flow into your body. So when I realized that, I didn't mention this yet, but this is very interesting. One of the things that also saved my life, guys, is just laying out here, because when I was indoors, I was just getting worse and worse, not eating. And I found the day I said, oh, I'm just going to lay on the grass, and I laid there for 5 hours, I got notably better. While I wasn't getting any better this whole time, I was like, dude, that really actually did help, like tangibly. And then I went back inside after that, and I noticed I didn't feel good again. And I was back into 10 out of 10 pain, basically. And then came back out here, and it made a difference again. I did this like 4 times. I'm not joking, guys. I'm deadly serious. 4 times, and every time the same result. It made me feel so much better. And it makes sense. Like if I'm right about what was happening inside me, and I know I'm right that I was eating lots of inflammatory foods. You know, just vegan junk food it's the worst stuff, man. And so I had lots of inflammation. I was missing lots of electrons. The Earth provides electrons, and it was my only source because I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat antioxidants. And it helped tremendously. Like, I don't know why I didn't mention that in the last video. I talked about heaps of stuff, but that was one of the biggest things of all, was actually laying out there on the grass. And that's why I'm still outdoors here, guys. That's why I'm out here in my greenhouse. Like, I built this thing ages ago, and I've never stayed out here. Like, I never used this as a, you know, a place to sleep. Like, I'm sleeping here all night. I've been sleeping here for days and days now. And it's because it helped so much. That's why I'm out here now. Because at first I needed to actually be on the grass. Like, I would lay there and just, you know, I'd still be like, you know, my health still isn't good, but I'd have relief, you know? I'd be like, dude, this is good enough, you know? I can just lay here and I'm not in hell anymore, at least. You know, I'm not at 10 out of 10 pain levels. And now I don't have to be on the grass all the time, so that's why I moved in the greenhouse. Look, another plane. I won't pause it this time. Let's see how loud they really are. Let's see if they're that disruptive for the video. Oh no, that wasn't a plane. What the hell was that? I don't know what that was. Anyway, yeah, that was the interesting thing I said. Remember I said I got something interesting for you? That, I think it was like minute 20 something. That was it. All of that, what I just said. The fact that I was missing electrons. That's what was going on. I mean, that's part of, it's a big part of what's happening to me, regardless of whether the doctors have figured out anything or not. That's a fact that I've been eating lots of bad food which caused this. I know that's what caused this. I'll make another video to show you why I know that's what caused this. But it's very clear that as soon as I went from a healthy diet to a bad diet, I started feeling these morbid feelings. And they just slowly got worse to the point where they didn't go away. And it just became a sickness. And yeah, so it's a fact that I'm missing electrons because those foods steal electrons from you. It's called free radicals. And it's a scientific fact that the Earth is charged at negative 20 millivolts. And then go get a physics book and see what's going to happen when you put that in direct contact with a conductive body like the human body. Because I say this because it's kind of like, it sounds like woo-woo, like mythical stuff. Like, oh, lay on the grass and get better. But it's science. Like, all you need to do is pick up a physics book and look up a few facts and put a few things together, and then you can't deny it. The only way to deny it is by denying the science. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's end it here, and I'll go into the other stuff in another video. Like, why do I know that junk food caused this? Because it's kind of obvious still, like, even from the few things I've said, but there's so many things that it'll be an interesting video. And I'm going to do a video on nutrition too, that it's going to blow your minds, guys. I'm going to get out the chronometer, like the professional nutritionist analysis kit. Like, you'll see what I mean, and I'm going to blow your minds when I show you what kind of nutrition you're going to find in typical diets, like the typical diet, and then an all fruit diet, let's say, things like that. All right, let's even this, like, all blueberry diet. Like, I'm not scared to just eat blueberries for a few days, because, or even a few months, to be honest. But yeah, I'm gonna do it for a few days, and then I'm gonna add some like other fruits in. All right, peace, guys.